Zion Williamson ruined the NBA. Now, that may seem like a crazy take, but let me break it down real quick because all of his problems and all of his injuries have definitely affected the NBA product. I remember when I was in college, I was watching YouTube and I was on Twitter and I saw this young high school kid absolutely dominate all of his competition. Zion Williamson was so dominant in high school. The people he was playing against didn't look like they deserved to be on the same court. They looked like a bunch of little 8th graders, 9th graders that had geometry class. He was dominating so much, people were having all these big time comparisons. And I was definitely excited to see what would be the next step for him. When he goes to college, he picks Duke University and he goes out there and he plays outstanding again. And he is the de facto #1 overall pick. And he had all the hype in the world. See, when it comes to the NBA and their product, it's all about the superstars. Those are the people that get all the attention. Those are the people that sell the tickets. And LeBron James is the main character superstar, but the NBA has always looked for that next person. Obviously, Steph Curry was in there and him and LeBron were the superstar main characters, but who's the next guy that's going to take over this NBA mantle? In Zion, he looked like he could be it. So when he was in the draft process, the New York Knicks were in the lottery and everyone wanted him to go to the Knicks because that's a big time market, take over that franchise and make sure that the NBA is good to go when LeBron retires. Unfortunately for, I guess, the marketing aspect, he went to the New Orleans Pelicans with that #1 overall pick. But regardless, a lot of other superstars were going to small market teams like LeBron James, taking them to another height. So everyone thought that maybe Zion could be the guy. The thing about Zion is that he may be a bust. It's not because of what he does on the court. When he's on the court, he is an absolute monster. He shoots like 60% from the field. His rookie year, he played really well. He didn't start the first couple games because he was injured. First game, I remember he played San Antonio. He shot like 4 threes. He looked electrifying. And the New Orleans Pelicans and the Smoothie King Center had a different buzz to it. Like there was a vibe to it. Usually that place doesn't have the vibe because there's nothing to watch in the New Orleans Pelicans. But Zion Williamson brought a vibe to it. I remember they were playing the Lakers in that season before COVID hit. And I was sitting there and I heavily enjoyed the game. The new school and Zion versus the old school and LeBron. It was such an entertaining game, and you could tell he had all the talent to really shine. But then we have the biggest problem on why I believe he ruined the product. He's always injured, and it's the reason he's always injured. If he was like a Greg Oden type of player where, he's supposed to be this great player and he's always injured because of things he cannot control, that'd be one thing. But Zion Williamson does not look like he has the passion to play basketball. His biggest problem is he's overweight. And in a sport where you have to be on the court running constantly, playing offense, playing defense, and you're being the superstar, meaning that at the end of games, you have to go to another gear and take us home, you can't be out of shape. That was always going to be a problem. And if you see like this picture right here or this picture right here, and you compare it against a LeBron at age 40, but I tell you, all you need to know, he's not taking it serious. I know New Orleans got some great food, but he's not taking his career seriously. And all of that weight is affecting his lower extremities, which is why he's getting all these injuries. And a lot of it, the biggest culprit is his hamstring. And him missing all of these games is such a detriment because he is supposed to be a big force in the product. But it's not only that, but he's also not the greatest teammate from what I see. CJ McCollum was traded to his team, and CJ McCollum's a really good player, right? He's not a superstar, but he's a player who's been in big time games. You're a young player. He's a really good veteran. He didn't reach out to CJ McCollum. And you're the superstar, you're the main character on the team, and you're not reaching out to CJ McCollum. Or there's another situation where he was, I think, 99% to go and playing a game we would believe was a play-in game, and he did not play that game because for whatever reason. I'm like, bro, you're 99%. He feel like he's 99% to go, and he's not playing in a game where literally if your team loses, you get eliminated. It doesn't feel like he doesn't want to be in New Orleans, and I get that, but I would have wanted him to have the mindset to let me take New Orleans to the next level. I am an ambassador for the NBA. When you get drafted and you're one of these all-time generational prospects, you're an ambassador. You're supposed to help bring fans to the league. And if you're in a small market, you're supposed to help build that small market. I always respect Giannis for being on the Bucks. He wasn't a generational prospect, but he built up and became an all-time player. And when he became an all-time player, he didn't say, okay, now I'm great. Let me go to the Lakers. We're losing. Let me go to the Lakers. Let me go to this team and that team. No, I'm going to go stay on the Bucks and I'm going to win an NBA championship. And I always give him all the credit for being able to do such a hard accomplishment. Zion, he has all the talent in the world, but he's not committed to basketball with his eating problem and him just not wanting to be the best teammate for the people in New Orleans. Of course, Bobby wants to go to the Knicks or go to a big market, and I understand that, but I don't know. It's just like I would have liked it if he took advantage of his opportunity to help bring something special to the Pelicans, or at least prove himself first. It's one thing with LeBron when he left Cleveland. He was in the finals. He went to the playoffs every year, won MVPs, did everything, and Cleveland just wasn't giving him any talent. With New Orleans, he got a lot of talent. Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram. At one point, Alonzo Ball, Josh Hart, CJ McCollum. Like, he has players that are good around you that he can go and if you're the superstar and you're putting up 26 a game and you're putting a 60% field goal percentage like you do, those people around you can help carry you to a conference finals. Maybe if you one day carry to an NBA finals. For me, I don't see a positive ending here. I wouldn't, if you're an other team, I don't see how you would want to take Zion with, the injury issues. I know maybe he wants to be in a bigger market. He hurt the NBA because you're supposed to be the guy who took the crown from LeBron. You're supposed to be the guy who's the next main character. And instead of taking advantage of that opportunity, you decided to not love the game. Ben Simmons could be an example of this. You decided to not love the game enough. You're not on the court enough, and you're hurting the product significantly. He came back for one game this year, played really well, and now he hasn't played, and he's out now. And he's not playing anymore. I don't know what happened, but he's just not playing anymore. I mean, this man made $200 million plus contract, and he plays significantly less games like in his whole career. It is one of the great jobs ever to do all of that in high school and college, barely play in the great city of New Orleans, and make over $200 million because of your potential. What a hell of a deal. If you have a kid, bro, you need to get him into some basketball, because $200 million to not play is crazy. I'm hoping that Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Giannis, whoever it is, takes over as, the next main character, because when LeBron James leaves, oh my gosh, we may be cooked. And Zion Williamson should have been one of the top people to take that mantle and be the guy in the league. He has a name that's great, Zion. That's like, LeBron, Zion. That's a great name to take on. Like, that seems like a guy who could be an all-time player. He didn't take advantage of the opportunity. So, hey guys, the NBA may be cooked in the future. And honestly, I don't know where his career goes from here, but it definitely doesn't look like it's going to project any Hall of Fame type. Maybe he has a late career resurgence, but honestly, doesn't look too promising. So that's my opinion. I think Zion Williamson not taking advantage of the opportunity and being that main character is definitely left the NBA with a gap in terms of being who's the next superstar. So hopefully another superstar comes or emerges. Maybe it's Cooper Flag, maybe it's Wembanyama, maybe it's Anthony Edwards, a new guy to take over and be the main character. We'll see. But hey, for more content like this, make sure to like this video. Also, do have a sponsor to the video, Boom Fantasy. If you use the promo code, which is in the link in the description, the first $100 is risk-free. The NFL playoffs and the NBA is happening. There's a lot of really good bets. So go win you some money and help support the channel. Go into that link in the description. If you like this video, make sure to check out this video where I talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and how historic they're playing. With that, I'm going to catch you guys on the next video, and I'm out of here. Peace.